Welcome to Way to Commerce. Subscribe to Way to Commerce. Today we discuss Sale of Goods Act 1930. This is the CMA study material. So this is the rapid revision class study material Sale of Goods Act. In this concepts are definition, transfer of ownership, conditions and warranties, performance of contract of sale, rights of an unpaid vendor, auction sales. First of all, definition. We simply discuss in that introduction. So before 1930, the law relating to sale or purchase of goods was dealt with the Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay. After that 1930, Sale of Goods Act 1930 was passed. Okay. So this is the introduction points. Next, applicability whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir. Next, effective dates. The act came into force from 1st July 1930. Next, important definitions. Goods. Goods is every kind of movable property. Every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money. So goods includes every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money, and includes stock and shares, growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before sale of under the contract of sale. So it's simple definition. So goods includes every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money, but includes stock and shares, growing crops, grass and things attached to or forming part of land. That means the goods which are attached to forming part of land, they are agreed to be severed before sale or under the contract of sale, then only considered as goods. Next, feature goods. So feature goods means it's a manufactured or produced or acquired after making of the contract of sale. So feature goods means they are after making the contract of sale, they manufactured or produced or acquired. These are feature goods. I am explaining only concept. Next, document of title to goods. Document of title to goods includes bill of lading, dock warrant, warehouse keeper certificate, wharfinger certificate, railway receipt, multimodal transport document, warrant or order for the delivery of goods, and any other document used in the ordinary course of business. So these are the document to title to goods. Okay. Next, insolvent. So insolvent is the person who has ceased to pay his debt, in the ordinary course of business. Ceased to pay his debts in the ordinary course of business is the insolvent. Next, mercantile agent. So mercantile agent means, so such agent authority either to sell goods or to consign goods for the purpose of sale, or to buy goods, or to raise money on the security of goods. It's a simple. Mercantile agent means such agent either to sell goods or to consign goods for the purpose of sale or to buy goods. So only two purpose. One is for sale or to buy the goods, or to raise money on the security of goods. So he is the mercantile agent. Mercantile. Next, specific goods. So the goods, specific goods as goods identified and agreed upon at the time of contract of sale is made. So at the time of contract of sale, the goods are identified. These are the specific goods. Okay. Next, contract of sale. Contract of sale. Okay. A contract of sale of goods is a contract whereby the seller transfers, here seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to buyer for a price. Buyer for a price is the contract of sale. So contract of sale means a contract of sale of goods is a contract whereby the seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. A contract of sale may be absolute or conditional. So it is maybe absolute or conditional. Next, essentials of a contract of sale. Essentials of a contract of sale. The first one is bilateral contract. That means buyer and seller both are involved. Next, transfer of property. Property means ownership. Here, transfer of ownership. Next, third one, the subject matter is goods. Next, fourth one, price. The price must some price. If the goods are exchanged for goods, that means barter is not sale. Important point, barter is not sale. Next, all essential elements of a contract of sale is must be valid. So all essential elements of a valid contract must be satisfied in contract of sale. Next, agreement to sell. So here agreement to sell means future time or subject to some condition. So in the selling agreement there must be a subject matter of goods delivered to at future time or subject to some condition. It's a agreement to sell. Transfer of the property in the goods is took place at the future time or subject to some condition. Next, contract of sale how made. Contract of sale how made. So here only two, an offer and acceptance of such offer. So an offer to buy sell goods for a price and the acceptance of such offer is the contract of sale. Next, so here immediate payment of price or payment by installment. So here may be immediate payment of the price or payment by installments also contract of sale. So the contract of sale may be in writing or by word of mouth also considered as contract of sale. So may be implied from the conduct of the parties. It also implied also. Next, subject matter of contract. So here subject matter of contract is one is existing or future goods. Goods perishing before making contract. Goods perishing before sale but after agreement to sale. The following paras explain these three things. The first one, existing or future goods. It is a simple one. Existing goods or future goods earlier discussed. Next, goods perishing before making contract. So these goods are perishing nature before making contract. That means goods perished before making contract. And that time the contract is void because before making the contract the goods are perished. That's why the contract is void. Next, goods perishing before sale but after agreement to sell. It is important. So goods perishing before sale but after agreement to sell. Here one is agreement before the risk passes to the buyer. The agreement before risk passes to the buyer, the agreement is thereby avoided. You can avoid it because the risk once passed to the buyer, the agreement cannot be avoided. But before risk passes to the buyer, the agreement can be avoided. So agreement to sell specific goods and subsequently the goods without any fault on the part of the seller or the buyer perish or becomes so damaged no longer to answer to the description. Ultimately, goods perishing before sale but after agreement to sell can be avoided. Next, ascertainment of price. So here the price may be fixed by the contract. The price may be fixed by the contract or between the parties, or it may be determined in accordance with the foregoing provisions. It may be determined in accordance with the foregoing provisions. Pay the seller at a reasonable price. Then pay the seller at a reasonable price. If it is not determined in accordance with the foregoing provisions, the buyer shall pay the seller reasonable price. Next, agreement to sell at valuation. So if the agreement made sell at valuation, valuation of third party. So here valuation of third party is involved. So if the valuation of third party cannot or does not make such valuation, so if third party also cannot or make such valuation, then agreement is avoided. So the agreement is avoided. So if the goods or any part thereof have been delivered, so if goods or any part of the goods have been delivered, then by a reasonable price thereof should be paid for this. Okay, goods or any part thereof have been delivered, a reasonable price should be paid for that. Next, third party is prevented. If third party is prevented from making the valuation by the buyer or seller, so he has to suit for damages against the party in default. So they may suit for damages. Next, stipulation to time. So here time of payment are not deemed to be of the essence of a contract of sale. Okay, not depend on the terms of the contract. If you want to interest in these classes, you have to like and comment on it. Otherwise, I stop this study material.